Hello and welcome to our look at the three best Forex brokers for U.S. clients. There is no particular order to the three in the way I'm looking at them. I'm just going to compare and contrast some of the advantages. So the first one is IG. Now, IG is probably not as familiar to most Americans because it's only been in the States for a couple of years. Now, it's been in existence for roughly 45 years, coming out of the United Kingdom. Highly regulated. There's nothing wrong with using them because of the new kid on the block. They have more than enough capital backing them. They have, like I said, almost 5 decades of experience. It's just that they recently entered the U.S. markets. So, as far as reputation is concerned, they have a great reputation. They're just a little unknown in the U.S. itself. They pride themselves on lower spreads than some of the bigger players in the United States. You can see the minimum and then the average spread. Customer service, they're known for that as well. Easy to get a hold of. You can go to the help section and there's a big FAQ. There's contact us. You can narrow down the query and you can follow the various options that they have. There are ways to get a hold of them through social media, but there's also phone numbers, new existing clients, email, all of the stuff that you would expect for a professional brokerage firm. The ways that you can deposit money through this broker is through ACH, which is online check, wire transfer, or even debit card. And what happens is you go into the back office, so to speak, of your account and you click add funds, and it's pretty straightforward movement from there. It's really, there's not a whole lot to it. It's like any other brokerage firm. Now, they are a little bit different in the sense that they offer quite a few different trading platforms. So, for example, they have like an online one that this to me looks like it's got a back end of TradingView. It's got the same type of charts and stuff, which is excellent, really. MetaTrader 4, of course. They have, this, like I said, TradingView backed one. One that they do have that I really like is actually Pro Real Time. It's not like MetaTrader 4 because it's got a screener. It's got a more professional and easily reached order placement. Has automated software. You can design custom indicators. Are very easy to design. I really, really like this platform. It's normally used more for stocks, so it's pretty interesting that they offer it here. I really like Pro Real Time. It's normally $40 a month, but it's free for their customers. Execution, it's going to be all within a matter of milliseconds. It's really not going to matter for most traders, no matter which one of these brokers you use. Currency pairs and leverage. So leverage is what it is in the United States. It's tightly controlled. It is 50 to 1 for like majors, 20 to 1 for minors. Sometimes you'll see a major pair get bumped up to a minor as far as like, you can only get 20 to 1 or 1 to 20, I should say. Like the British pound with the Brexit situation really caused havoc. You can see that there are the basic currencies here, the major currencies, minor currencies. So you start to talk about cross rates, Sing Yen, Euro CAD, Swiss Yen. Where IG really stands out, and this is going to be the huge difference, is that it offers emerging market currencies. Brazilian real, that is not a currency you see very often. Indian rupee, Indonesian rupiah, Korean won, Philippine peso. So if you are, especially if you're looking to trade Asian emerging market currencies, IG is going to be your choice. Israeli shekel, Hungarian forint. So 80 plus currency pairs, a massive amount of choice here. They do have an academy, and these are like online courses. You click CL courses, it gets all the way up to advanced, intermediate, beginner, live. They have webinars that, come up every couple of days. So a lot going on here, and it's really nice brokerage firm. No issues whatsoever using this. Obviously, this is a broker that has massive amounts of experience, so you should feel very comfortable. The minimum for a debit card is $250 as far as a deposit. You can deposit just under $100,000 a day. That's more of a money laundering rule, so kind of neither here nor there with them. The next brokerage we're taking a look at is TD Ameritrade. They were recently acquired by Charles Schwab, who obviously is a major Wall Street firm. And that is the major difference with this brokerage firm, is that, yes, you can trade Forex through TD Ameritrade, unless, of course, you live in Ohio or Arizona. There are a couple of local laws that doesn't sit well with compliance with TD Ameritrade. I've actually talked to them about that in the past. Never really gotten a straight answer, but I do know that it has something to do with lending laws. Somehow it got tied in with the payday loans. So it's a kind of a quirk of state laws in those two particular states. But what really kind of sets this one apart is that there are so many other markets you can trade. Crypto, futures, mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, options. And they're actually known for stocks and options more than anything else. You can see that, they offer so many different things that you can get involved in. I do believe that your margin is going to change quite drastically depending on the product you're trading, obviously. I would also say this. They are by far head and shoulders above the other brokerages for just general education and analysis. You'd expect that out of a Wall Street firm, though, quite frankly. So really, that should not be a huge surprise. And then on top of that, because we're talking about the United States, if you do decide to trade with them, you get 0 commissions on online stock, ETF, and options. So when you look at Forex through them, they do have quite a few different currencies that you can trade, but it is not quite as drastic as you would see, say, like at IG. They trade mainly the major currencies, but they also will trade a few smaller ones. And actually, they are a white label for Forex.com, which is the next one we're going to take a look at. So, like, when you look at the currencies, you can see a lot of the ones that you would expect. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Czech koruna, Danish krone, Hong Kong dollar, Hungarian forint, So there are some somewhat exotic ones here, but it is not quite the offering that IG has. But then again, at IG, you can't trade options on Amazon either. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. Again, the education and analysis top notch. As far as that's concerned, you're going to be pretty hard to beat this. You can fund, you know, 5 different ways. You got the ACH, that's the electronic check wire transfer check. You can transfer from another account, that's kind of a stock market thing. And then physical stocks, if you happen to own shares and something you want to put it in your account, you can do. And one of the things that I would point out is the platform. So there's a web platform, and then there's Thinkorswim, desktop and web. Thinkorswim is very well known, and a lot of professional stock traders love this platform. It's got built-in media. It's got a nice watch list, a ton of indicators, very responsive. And you've got a desktop and a web version. You've also got like like a mobile version as well. Really just top notch, and it's free. This is one of the best platforms out there for a full service brokerage that you can find. Absolutely nothing to complain about. They do not have, the MetaTrader 4, but it is what it is. It's actually a better platform than MetaTrader 4. Not knocking MetaTrader 4, but this is nice because you'll be able to trade all these different markets as well. And finally, looking at forex.com, owned by Gain Capital, been around forever. Good market analysis, good education. Now, this is going to have platforms that you're more likely to be familiar with. The WebTrader, MetaTrader web version, and for mobile. This is all kind of the usual fare here. They do offer NinjaTrader. If you come from the futures world, you probably like that one quite a bit. So click on markets. You can do futures and futures options. That is a segregated account, so you can't do both in the same account. You actually kind of have to split them up. Gold and silver and Forex. Gold and silver isn't levered, so keep that in mind. So you can see that the guys at forex.com offer $5 commissions per full lot, with spreads as low as 0.2. They do give monthly cash rebates, so that is something to pay attention to as well if you're fall within the active trader program. So you'll notice that there are about 80 pairs, all basically the same that you would see at TD Ameritrade, because they are the white label for these guys. They actually run a lot of their trading through Gain Capital. IG still has the biggest variety, if you will, of currency pairs, but there's plenty to trade here. You should have no issues finding some type of trading opportunities. Market analysis, like I said, very well researched. So you can click on trending topic and you go to China, Brexit, which is dying out finally, and Europe. So you can click on support here and you go to FAQs. How do you open an account? How much money do I need? You need at least 100 of your selected base currency. In this case, it'd be US dollars. With the funding, when it comes to Forex.com, you have the back end like you do with the IG. You can do the bank transfer. This is the online check, basically. There's a wire, a debit card. How are my funds protected? They are kept in a custodian bank. That is something that's going to be found everywhere in the U.S. There's nothing new about that. They have a nice education area. They've been around. They've been a leader for years, and there's no mistake as to why that is. Now, with any of these three brokerages, you have a high level of compliance because, quite frankly, in order to do business in the United States, you have to be on the top of your game. You have to be segregated accounts. You have to have at least 20 million in free floating cash. It might even be 25 million now. The leverage is the same everywhere you go. That's not going to change. Customer service, they are going to be just like everybody else. They got a phone. They've got chat. They've also got email 24 hours a day when the markets are open. Same across the board. Really, at this point, I think it comes down to, with IG, are you looking for exotics? With TD Ameritrade, are you thinking about branching out? And with Forex.com, are you just looking for a solid Forex broker with really good history and good market analysis, specifically for Forex? The thing about TD is obviously you'll get analysis of futures and stocks and everything else. Not necessarily a bad thing, but you may have to dig a little bit to find exactly what it is you want. Can't go wrong with any of these three brokerages. They have served hundreds of thousands of clients over decades. Really not a bad one in the bunch.